not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
Good evening and welcome to a special edition of Richard French Live on this Friday, November 22nd, 2013. We look back tonight at JFK 50 years later. I am Richard French. John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He was and he remains an American icon. The first president born in the 20th century, he was, when elected in 1960 at the age of just 43, the youngest man ever elected to the nation's highest office. Handsome, personable, funny, and polished on the newest medium for politics, television. Kennedy's youth and vigor, along with his fashionable wife Jackie and two young kids, marked something new in American politics, something that transcended elections and campaigns. His tenure in office, known to this day as Camelot. Sadly, all that came to a jarring end in Dallas, Texas, exactly 50 years ago to the day. At 12:30 Central Time, as the president's motorcade, with President Kennedy in the back of a convertible, rolled slowly through Dealey Plaza, shots rang out. 50 years later, every American knows the story or stories. The president was fatally shot in the head. By most accounts, he died instantly, but efforts to save him continued in vain. Until at 1:33 Central Time, the president was formally pronounced dead. The last president to die in office, John F. Kennedy, was just 46 years of age. Our goal for the next hour will be to review the life and the legacy of John F. Kennedy, not to dwell on the conspiracy theories surrounding his death that have certainly captivated a nation for the past 50 years, nor to gossip about the man or his reported extracurricular activities, or for even that matter, focus on the Kennedy family, the great political dynasty of the late 20th century, complete with heartache after heartache and tragedy after tragedy. Instead, we want to use this time to celebrate JFK, his life and his legacy, the impact he made in his brief time in the White House, the impact he made on others, and why every American who lived through that day 50 years ago can still recall where they were and how they felt. And we also wonder out loud tonight what might have been, how the nation and the world might have been a far different place if not for that bullet in Dallas on November 22nd, 1963. And that is where we begin tonight. Ceremonies in Dallas and also in Boston, Kennedy's home, on this 50th anniversary. For more, we head to Dallas and ABC News' Brandy Hitt.
Dallas held its first official memorial marking the assassination of President John F. Kennedy with prayers, speeches, and a military flyover. America, America. And at Arlington National Cemetery outside Washington, D.C., visitors also gathered around the eternal flame that burns above the president's grave.
The President and First Lady.
Millions across the country are remembering November 22nd, 1963 as a day of great sadness that paralyzed the nation.
The President was hit in the head.
Many Americans who were alive in 1963 remember where they were and what they felt when they learned President Kennedy was assassinated.
It's kind of an unsettling feeling.
Today, thousands are gathering in that same Dealey Plaza, not just to recognize the young father and charismatic leader, but also to recall the moment that some felt America lost its innocence.
I think as my generation is getting older, there's going to be fewer and fewer of us who remember that.
Veteran reporter Robert McNeil covered the White House in 1963. He remembers being in the media bus with the president in Dallas that day.
And there was a bang, and we all said, "What was that? Was that a shot?" And there was a little pause, and then there were two more bangs closer together, like bang, bang. I said, "Those are shots. Stop the bus."
But even 50 years later, some still question what was the accused assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald's motive. Oswald was murdered on live television by Jack Ruby just days after Kennedy's death. While thousands gather here at the very spot where Kennedy was assassinated, Boston is also marking the moment, with the JFK Library revealing never-before-seen items from his funeral. Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Dallas.
We're just getting started here at RFL in our special report. And up next, we turn back the clock. A look at what happened in Dallas 50 years ago today. We take you back in time as America learned of its fallen leader and take you inside the chaos with someone who was there, reporting on it all. JFK, 50 years later, an RFL special report continues after this.
Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty.